If you need to gear up for a future GTA Online update or just want some amazing new games, check out G2A with the link in the description and use code BOSS for an extra discount. Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. Now, I know some of you guys might be getting sick of some of the biker-related questions, so I didn't take as many from this batch of questions that I received for my Q&A. There are still a few in there, as obviously many of you guys are hyped for this rumored update, but I wanted to have a bunch of other questions in here as well. So that's some of the stuff we're going to be talking about. It should be a great Q&A episode. If you yourself want to get involved in the next one, all you have to do is go down in the description and follow me on Twitter. And anytime I'm looking for Q&A questions, just use the hashtag AskBoss, and I'll be sure to possibly include your question in a future video. But of course, without the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. All right, so this first question comes from my good friend Planet Rockstar, and I'm actually going to extend it to you guys as well. So let me know what your answer would be in the comment section down below. He tweets at me, if you could open one interior for online, what interior would it be? And what features would you like in that interior? So that's a really good question. So I've got two. These are pretty obvious, and I've stated them before. The first one would be the Los Santos Casino. I think that would be an amazing building to be opened. Obviously, the feature that I'd love to have inside would be mini games, gambling, you know, styles of Texas Hold'em like we saw in Red Dead Redemption and whatnot. That would be extremely cool. Another location I think would be awesome would be the Bahama Mamas nightclub. I guess you could throw in any nightclub for that example, but I guess Bahama Mamas is the most famous, and I would love to see the Ballad of Gay Tony features that were in there. So dancing, mini games, you know, hanging out with friends, maybe owning the business itself, making money off of the nightclub. That would be extremely cool as well. So once again, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section. If you could open up one interior and online, what would it be and what feature would it has? My top two is definitely the casino and the Bahama Mamas nightclub. I've definitely stated that I've wanted those opened for so long now in Grand Theft Auto Online. This next question comes from Josh, who tweets at me, do you think that Rockstar will announce something on September 7th? It seems like they might, and he used the hashtag AskBoss as well. So if you guys don't know what Josh is talking about, I actually made a video on this earlier. There was a tweet put out by a supposed PlayStation insider that was a guitar emoji, a star emoji, and he used the hashtag PSM, which stands for PlayStation Meeting. Now, the PlayStation Meeting is happening on September 7th. Apparently, that's where they're going to talk about PlayStation Neo. Now, I'm not going to go into this in too much detail because I made an entire video based to this. I'm not sure. I want to believe this PlayStation insider, but at the same rate, Rockstar rarely makes opinions and appearances at places like this. So I'm going to say that I'm doubtful, and I'm doing that for a reason. Number one, because if I do that and there's no announcement made, then I can't be disappointed. But number two, if I keep my expectations low and there is an announcement made, that would be extremely awesome and would be the best and biggest surprise ever. So if it is something announced by Rockstar, what is it going to be? Likely, I would say maybe something to do with Grand Theft Auto Online, possibly their next game, maybe like the next installment of Red Dead. If there is any more information to report on that, I will. But for now, I'm just going to let this story kind of lay low and simmer a little bit. And like I said, if anything more comes from this PlayStation insider, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated and in the loop as well. This next question comes from Gemini Knight, who tweets at me, do you think that the next Grand Theft Auto will be based on a US kind of map, just like how the crew could work? Hashtag AskBoss. So I've actually seen mods of this happen, which is really cool. There's a mod I think that you can use for GTA San Andreas that allows you to explore all of the cities in the United States. And while that would be cool, I don't think it would necessarily work for Grand Theft Auto, just because most of the major cities in the franchise take place on the coasts of the United States. So Liberty City is New York, Vice City is Miami, Los Santos is Los Angeles, San Fierro is San Francisco, Las Venturas is Las Vegas. All of those take place on the West Coast, in the East Coast up north, and in the southern point of the United States, which is Miami. So there's basically nothing going on in the center, which I don't know if Rockstar would, in this scenario, would have to create new cities to kind of fill the gap, because honestly, it wouldn't make a ton of sense to have all these cities on like the beaches and in the north and in the south, but have absolutely nothing in the middle. Now, would it be extremely cool and amazing? You bet it would. It would be one of the greatest things of all time. But could I see Rockstar doing this based on the sheer size, amount of work, and just some of the complex issues that go along with it? unlikely. This would be amazing, like you mentioned, Gemini Knights, but I just don't think Rockstar have the capacity to create or build something like that for us. Okay, moving on to a question from Taco Defender. He tweets at me, do you think that the biker DLC will be on the expensive side? Hashtag AskBoss. So I don't. As far as comparing it to the last two DLCs we've received, Finance and Felony and Cunning Stunts, I think it's going to be the least expensive of those three, but I still think it's going to be pricey. I think there's some people out there that believe that Rockstar is going to go back to their 2014 and 2015 roots and really make the prices of these DLC, or at least the biker one, not that expensive. I don't think that's going to be the case at all, just due to the fact that I think it's primarily going to be based around motorcycles, choppers, sports bikes. I can't see it being more expensive than Finance and Felony or Cunning Stunts, but at the same rate, I think Rockstar is going to throw some things in there that will make this expensive, like biker clubhouses or safe houses or accessories or features that you'll need to buy in order to get access to go along with the other less expensive motorcycles that I think they'll be adding into the game. Now, I think the motorcycles will be expensive, just not as expensive as the rally sports cars and supercars that we've been seeing in the past few Grand Theft Auto Online updates. Our next question comes from Bleonk, who tweeted me, what day do you think the biker DLC will come out in August, or do you think it will come out in September? Hashtag AskBoss. So Bleonk, I know a lot of people are saying that it's going to come out in August. Yan, obviously one of the more reputable members of our community, has stated that it's going to be an August release. But at the same rate, we're running out of days in August. I mean, we've only got 3 Tuesdays left. Now, granted, that's plenty of time for Rockstar to announce and release a DLC, but it just doesn't seem as if it is going to happen. It feels more of like a September DLC to me. Although I might be totally wrong in that. You know, come next week, they might announce it, they might release a trailer, and then the Tuesday after that, we might be experiencing the biker DLC. So I don't want to give you false hope that it's not coming out in August or lead you to believe that it's coming out in September. It's just due to the fact that the Stunt Race Creator came out and that we've been getting lots of event weeks recently. I'm not really sure what Rockstar's plans are, but if it does come out in August or September, I'm going to be hyped and really excited nonetheless. All right, this is going to be our final biker DLC question for this Q&A. This comes from John Smith, who tweeted me, do you think there will be hidden vehicles in the biker DLC? Hashtag AskBoss. So John, absolutely. I think this is the trend recently. Rockstar have been doing this in the last set of updates. I think it started with Executives and Other Criminals. I could be wrong. It might have started in the Lowriders Part 2 or Lowriders Customs Classics, where Rockstar have added hidden vehicles into the game. We obviously saw them do this with Finance and Felony. We saw this with Cunning Stunts as well. So I would expect that if this biker DLC is true, that we will see hidden vehicles in the files so that they can release them weeks after they're out. I think this is Rockstar's way of extending the longevity of the DLC. It also builds up the hype for these vehicles because they know that they're likely going to be found within the files and that people are going to recognize them. So I think this is going to be exciting. Again, it'll be cool to find the hidden bikes or vehicles that they have in the game, but I absolutely do believe that this is going to be something that Rockstar does. Okay, this next question comes from Renem Powell, who tweets me, do you think free mode lobbies are unsafe now since that one guy got his money taken away with the bounty hack? And he tags me and uses hashtag AskBoss. So Renem, I don't know. That might have been a one-off rare situation where someone was using the bounty hack, but at the same rate, I still don't trust public lobbies. I'm rarely ever in them. Really, the only time I was ever in public lobbies a lot was when I was doing the Finance and Felony CEO money-making stuff. But now, ever since I've been doing like stunt races more often, I'm never in public lobbies. I'm usually only in there with my crew or my friends or invite only. And I would recommend that you do the same. Are public lobbies likely safe? Yes. But there's probably a few public lobbies that are unsafe, like the one where the guy got his money taken away with the bounty hack. And to be totally honest with you, if I don't think it was for like the amazing outreach and support that that guy got, I don't think he would have gotten his money back because Rockstar eventually did respond. They were able to get his money back. But at the end of the day, he got $10.5 million taken away from him, which is an insane amount of money to lose. So I want everyone to be safe, play in private lobbies, play in invite only with your friends, with your crew. Nothing like that is going to happen in there. It's only going to happen in a public lobby. So it's best to stay safe unless you really just want to risk it. This next question comes from Xantox DNX, who tweets me, do you think we'll ever have the Unreleased unreleased guns like stun gun, railgun, etc. Hashtag Ask Boss. Xantux, that's a good question, and honestly, I'm kind of with you there too. Now, I think Rockstar has their reasons for not releasing things like the stun gun and the railgun. I think they might think that is overpowered. Obviously, if you had a stun gun and could just keep someone trapped on the ground over and over again, that might be a little bit overpowered. They might feel that the railgun is overpowered as well, but I feel like there's a ton of amazing weapons and even vehicles for that matter, if we're on this topic as well, that are not in online. If we go to vehicles, the Duke of Death, the Go-Go Monkey Ballista, that's not in Grand Theft Auto Online. The Space Docker isn't online. I don't know what threat that causes to the game. So I don't know. Rockstar just has their weird quirks about things like this, and I don't know if we will ever see them into the game. Although recently, they have been adding some single-player exclusive stuff like the stock cars. So I wonder if in the future, they'll be kind of doing that as well with vehicles, but also maybe some of the weapons you mentioned too, like the stun gun and the railgun. Our next question comes from Gene Luck King, who tweets at me, hashtag AskBoss, do you think Rockstar will dedicate a DLC towards sports boats as seen with the Cunning Stunts and Flight School updates? So basically what he's saying is there's been an update that's featured, I guess, like stunts and, you know, tutorials for cars and airplanes and helicopters for that matter. Are the boats going to be shown any love? Now, I don't know if this is going to be a thing because as far as like the vehicle categories go, land vehicles are definitely the most popular, air being the second most popular, and then water vehicles being the third most popular. No doubt about that. And I don't know if Rockstar would have enough of a dedicated following to get a large audience to get behind a boating DLC, a boating exclusive DLC, very similar to how the Flight School update was, 90% towards air vehicles. Now Cunning Stunts was really 90% towards land vehicles. So although that would be cool and it would kind of complete the trilogy, I just don't see many people supporting this because they might not be a big enough fan of wanting to see an all watercraft or an all boats DLC. Now I could see Rockstar doing something really cool with this, maybe introducing like a yacht 2.0 DLC that adds upgrades to the yacht, and in that they could add new boats and new watercrafts into the game. Now that could be extremely cool, but a DLC that's based just off of sports boats, as you mentioned, might be a little bit too niche for the majority of the Grand Theft Auto Online population. All right, and our final question today comes from Zach S, who tweets at me, how many more DLCs do you think Rockstar will have for GTA Online in 2016? Hashtag AskBoss. So I'm actually making this Q&A after Yan said that, Rockstar are only going to do Grand Theft Auto Online DLCs for spring 2017. So that's a really interesting conversation right there. If Yan is correct, and Rockstar are only going to be introducing updates to spring 2017 for Grand Theft Auto Online, that could make things really interesting because that could shift the narrative a little bit, and it could force Rockstar's hand to put out as many updates as they can for the next 6 to 9 months. So who knows? Maybe we could see 1 or 2 DLCs. Maybe we could see 3 to 4 DLCs. I have absolutely no clue. I mean, we've got really September, October, November, December left. That's 4 months. Maybe we could see 3 to 4 DLCs in those 4 months. I'm really not too sure. Once again, it all depends on Rockstar, when they're going to be stopping DLCs for Grand Theft Auto Online. And as I mentioned in my earlier video, Yan actually thinks that might happen in spring of 2017. That's insane. Again, I cannot believe that date is actually a thing. And if that is true, how crazy would that be to maybe finally see the end of Grand Theft Auto Online updates? But anyways, those are all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. As always, if you want to get involved in the next one, all you have to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss anytime I'm looking for Q&A questions like this. If you did go on to enjoy this video, however, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.